into the danger zone.
The Drew Yari Show.
The Drew Yari Show.
Hell yeah. Stupid idiot.
Drew Yari. The Drew Yari Show begins now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry for just the Drew
Hey,
Yari
Justin.
Show.
Hey.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's up?
Let's do it.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What's up?
Oh, yeah, what's up? No, not much.
Yeah, kind of a dull Saturday. I mean, it's gonna rain all weekend. It rained pretty hard last night.
Yeah, that wasn't fun. But, yeah, no, just a normal day. There was no convention or nothing like that today at the mall. There's one next weekend, but not today. So it was, I mean, my sales were still, I mean, it was like a normal day for me, but, like, just the energy wasn't there as it usually is on Saturday, so.
What's next week? What's next weekend?
Next weekend is going to be like a it's called Monsters and like Aliens and Monsters. So two of the Predator actors that played Predator is going to be there. Then you're going to have I don't know if you remember the movie The Monster Squad back in the late 80s, but
Heard of it?
the guy that played Dracula, the guy that played the Mummy, the guy that played the werewolf is going to be there as well doing autograph signing. So
Nice. I might just
Yeah,
might just swing by. All right. This is episode number 14 of the Q&A. Been looking forward to this. I love these Q&As. What do you think about these Q&As, Jesse? You love them?
Oh, it's fun. I mean, like to hear from the community. We get all sorts of different questions, and yeah, it's fun. Probably one of my favorite things to do for sure. So.
All right, let's get started. And the first person with the first batch of questions is CM Goof. This is going to be fun.
Here we go. Yeah. We're going to start off hot, I see.
Out of hot. And he has an F, Mary kill, so we got to open up a link.
There we go. We're starting off horny.
Starting off hot and horny.
Okay, it's loading.
Looks like we got a twofer.
Okay, got it.
All right. It's two women, or it's six women, but they're paired off in twos. So, Ivy Now and Io Sky, Allison Kay and Martin Bell, the Hex and NWA.
Marty Bell. It's not Martin, not a guy.
Marty, did I say Martin? I don't think I said Martin.
You said I thought I heard Martin, but nevertheless.
If I said Martin, I'm sorry. Zeta Zhang or Zhang and Rika Tahaki, indies. So, who are we effing? Who are we marrying? And who are we killing?
No, this is not fair because, I mean, if you like Ivy Nile, you know, God bless you. You know what I mean? But, goddamn EO. Oh, God. So I'll tell you this right now. I'm gonna at least marry or kill. I'm sorry, marry or fuck Allison Kay and Marty Bell. Just period. I mean, just I mean, come on. Just look at the picture.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so I'll marry those two. You know what? I'm gonna have Zeta and Reka. I'm actually, unfortunately, gonna have to kill Ivy and Io. I just can't do it with Ivy, man. I'm sorry. It's just, like I said, she's not ugly. It's just not my cup of tea. I'll just say that.
Oh boy. I might go with your idea. I'm gonna marry Allison Kay and Marty. Marty's got some cake on her. Alice, Jesus Christ. Allison's got some nice cake on her too, so I'm gonna marry her. I'm gonna F the Zeta and Rika, because good God. And unfortunately I'm gonna have to kill Ivy and Io because, again, not saying Ivy's ugly, but she's just too butch for me. Sorry. Number two. Butch. Number two. Oh my God. Is MJF a gay devil Jew now? He's been kissing Sammy Don't Call Me Che Guevara on TV for a few weeks now, and nobody seems to know why.
They just have a bromance. Well, I mean, they had it. I mean, obviously it was just for the storyline, but I mean, that's kind of no, he's not gay.
Yeah, he's not gay, but whatever. Who am I to judge? Next is it true Anna has a 3rd-degree black belt in the deadly fighting style of La Chancla and is feared by kangaroos everywhere? I'm gonna say yes.
Sure.
Oh god, it gets worse. Scenario: you're dying, and the only way to be cured for whatever's killing you is for Rhea Ripley to peg you on national television. What do you do?
Nothing. I'm not gonna get pegged. I don't care if it's by Rhea Ripley or not.
I guess I'm dying.
Yeah,
We're both dying, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yes.
In
Wow.
your opinions, who's the most attractive woman in pro wrestling today? Note, does not have to be a wrestler. I mean, Scarlett. She's fucking just ridiculously gorgeous. So I'm going with that.
I have many, so I can't just name one. I mean, obviously we just talked about Io. You got Io. You got Tiffany Stratton. You got Gina Imbrano. I don't think she's with the NXT no more because I haven't really seen her post anything much about NXT lately. She may have got released. I don't know. Layla fucking Gray. I mean, come on. I can't name one. That's not fair. So those are some of the hottest women off the top of my head. Sasha, of course, a Mercedes.
Right. I mean, I just went with who's not a wrestler, so Scarlett. If I had to pick wrestler, I mean, we've had this discussion like ad nauseum.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, Bailey. I want to go with my Bailey. Io is fine as hell. Trying to think of another one. I mean, Trish is just, the queen of MILFs. We can't really look past that. Tiffany Stratton's fucking gorgeous. Roxanne's cute. I mean, Roxanne's not really hot, but she's cute. I'll just put it that way. She's adorable. Cora's
too young for me to look at,
right. I was gonna say Cora, but Cora's 21, but whatever. Cora, I think she sucks in the ring, but I think she's hot. So, I mean, hey, she's making Braun happy, so who are we to judge? Rhea, I think when you get all the gimmicks off of her, she's like very gorgeous.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you saw her, well, obviously, if anyone saw her when she first came into WWE, the first Mae Young Classic, she had the long blonde hair, and she looked great. You know what I mean? I mean, she looks great now, but just saying that a different side of her.
Right. Next question: given that Maurice is an actual gummy bear come to life, how do you think he blends into regular society? That's a question you'll have to ask Maurice, wherever he is.
Yeah.
Ronald McDonald or the Burger King? Who's the best fast food mascot between the two, and why?
Ronald McDonald because he's more iconic.
I mean, they're both creepy as fuck, but I'll go with Ronald because, like you said, it's more iconic, and I can't. I haven't had Burger King in a while. There's a Burger King by my house. It's actually not bad, but I'll go there like every now and then. So Burger's not really my thing personally. Why is MJF afraid of Sting?
Don't know. Didn't know he was afraid of Sting.
I think we're talking about, I guess, the bit where it was MJF and Darby, and then Sting comes in and does
I know what he's talking about, but he's a cowardly heel. Cowardly heels are afraid of every opposing babyface. So
I guess. And lastly, what are your top 5 reasons for why Sting should defeat MJF and CM Punk in a 3-way dance in the main event of Bound for Glory to become the new AEW World Heavyweight Champions? You know deep down in your deepest, darkest pit of your soul that you want this. All of us do. Don't deny your feelings. Well, you got the wrong pay-per-view, goof. I'll just start off with that. Wrong company. And sure, why not? Why the fuck not?
Well, I mean, he said what are your top 5 reasons, but I can say reason number 1 is because he's Sting. Reason number 2 is because he's cool. Reason number 3 is because of it'll be he deserves it, damn it. Reason number 4 is because he needs to bury the younger talent. And reason number 5 is because he's Sting. Those are my top 5.
My top 5, because he's Sting. Number 2, because he can. Number 3, because fuck Tony. Number 4, because fuck everybody else. And number 5, fuck me, I guess. Those are my 5 reasons.
All right.
But thank you, I'm sorry. Thank you, Goof. Dale has the next bunch of questions. Did you know that DT, Don Tony, has been podcasting since 97? I have. I know Kevin Castle and Mish have mentioned that on occasion. He's been around since like even before podcasting was a thing. He was doing like the radio days, so he's an OG. What is your favorite restaurant in San Antonio? There's a Mexican restaurant by my house called Aranda's. We like to go there every now and then. Usually like once every weekend.
Pretty good.
It's really good.
For me, I have to split it up between different foods. So I'll give you my top 3 as far as in different food category. Love Mama Margie's. Great Tex-Mex. Go at any time of night, any time of day. Get myself a quesadilla from there. Love Mama Margie's. Also, barbecue, Two Bros. It's over there by the airport. Fucking amazing. I used to get it maybe close to once or twice a month. Twice a month when I was working at Spectrum. And third, pizza. It's semi-local, but they are a franchise and they do have places across the country, but not that many. Grimaldi's. Fucking great fucking pizza.
That does sound good. Next, if you can bring back a piece of WWE merchandise that's been discontinued, what would it be?
Oh fuck! And this is I'm in this world. There's many things, but I will probably have to say, being non-biased to what I actually do. So nothing like the action figures or whatnot, but they used to have these little comic books back in the day called Battle Mania. They need to re-release those. Those are fucking awesome. Just awesome.
I don't know because there's a lot. Personally for me, there's these pair of AJ Styles gloves that I can't find on the Shop Zone, but you can get them on eBay. I can't really think of anything personally. I mean, I miss the magazines. I mean, I know magazines aren't really a thing anymore, but I just miss buying the magazines. That's really the only thing I can think of. And I was gonna say, if there's any WWE merchandise that's been discontinued, you might be able to find it at Justin's shop.
Spinebuster Tees. I mean, that's the fucking truth. Yeah, I didn't want to put my shop over here, but that's the fucking truth. And you're talking about magazines. I fucking got a lot of fucking old WWF magazines, and Raw magazines and SmackDown magazines. I have them. So
let me put your shop over. I'm gonna blow you for a second. So just sit back. If you're looking for any discontinued WWE wrestling merchandise in general, and if you live in the San Antonio area, go on over to the Wonderland Malls and head over to Spinebuster Tees. It will tickle your fancy as a wrestling fan. It has everything you need. And Justin is the proprietor of said establishment. And you're gonna
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're gonna like what you see. It's like Furniture Factory, or not Furniture Factory Warehouse, Men's Warehouse.
Oh my god, you took it back there. Furniture Factory Warehouse. Are they even around anymore?
They are, and they keep saying they've been closing for the past 20 years.
We're closing.
Grant,
is that okay? I gotta look it up. Is that only a Texas thing or a San Antonio thing?
I believe so.
Furniture Factory Warehouse.
And then there's Men's Warehouse, so you're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. That's kind of that's national. Yeah, Furniture Factory Warehouse. I don't even see Furniture Factory Warehouse on. Yeah, so it must be only local then. Oh All right, well, whatever.
Because every time we drive in that area that's close to like Planet K, like in that area you get to like where the Cinemark theater is, it's this giant building. He keeps saying, he's like, we're going out of business or going out of business sale. It's like that sign's been up for like almost 20 years. Like fuck. But hey, I mean, hey, that's how they get business apparently.
Yeah, true.
But Spymaster Tees, head on over to the shop if you live in the San Antonio area. If you feel like making a road trip, it's going to be worth it. There's also the Spymaster Tees website, so you're going to like what we're going to like what you see. I guarantee it. All right. Next is who's the better heel, MJF or Dominic? I'm going to say Dominic at the moment.
Oh man, I mean that's hard. Dominic is doing great stuff, and he is getting. I'm gonna say Dominic as of right now, but like it's a wash on that one to me.
Right. I mean, I like both guys. I like MJF. I mean, just MJF recently has just been doing just weird shtick with his heel stuff. Like I mean, we've kind of already talked about it. He said he's the cowardly heel, you know, and we've talked about it ad nauseum. But it's just, I don't know. At the moment, Dominic is getting legit heel heat, whereas MJF almost seems like he's trying to be the cool heel. He's trying to be like the cool, funny heel. I don't know how to explain it, but I think Dom at the moment is doing great. I think this question's for me. What is your favorite episode of Wrestling Soup? Oh man, I wouldn't say I have a favorite. There's favorites. I like. There's an episode like it was a Survivor Series post show back in 2017. It had Draper and Kevin and of course Mish and Joey. And every now and then I'll just go back to that episode because like Draper just goes on this like impression tirade and just like starts imitating everybody. It's just funny as shit. And everybody just takes turns doing a Triple H impression. I thought it was funny as hell. You know what? I feel like an asshole. I need to really think about what my favorite episodes of Soup are. I need to write that down. But that's one of them. That's a keeper. Next is you have to pick one. Dusty Rhodes, or no, it's basically like this person or this person. So,
right.
Dusty Rhodes or Ric Flair?
Ric Flair.
Dusty. He's Texas. I got to go to Texas. Taker or Kane? Taker.
Undertaker.
Roman Reigns or John Cena?
I mean, Roman's last 3 years have been incredible. I think Roman's last 3 years has been better than whatever Cena has done, in my opinion. But God, man. I mean, that between 2009 and like 2013, Cena was nauseating. God, he was so nauseating. But so was Roman. It's kind of hard, man. It's kind of hard.
I'm going with Roman by default, just because, like you said, the past 3 years of Roman have been more bearable. You know, like he's more of a cool heel, whereas Cena, you know, hasn't really been interesting.
I'm gonna go with Cena on that one, but just because of I thought that, you know, I really thought that his earlier days, obviously great, right? Then like even like in 2006, 2007, 2008, I wasn't like really that, you know, tired of him, you know what I mean? Then obviously like 2009, 2013, but like after that, like once he like started to like do like part-time, 2015, 2016, he's been great ever since. So I'm gonna go with Cena because of that, but that's, you know, either answer is the right answer, I think. So
right, I was gonna say like Cena he hasn't been more interesting since he was, you know, the Thugonomics, and then when he started to become Super Cena, that just made him less interesting. That just made him, like you said, unbearable. I
mean, Roman was fucking unbearable, fucking suffering second attack. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, like when he was Shield Roman, he was interesting because he didn't really say much. Like he was just more of the heavy hitter.
Succotash, son.
Jesus Christ. Don't remind me. But yeah, the past 3 years of Roman, the tribal chief has been a lot better. So I'm gonna go with Roman. Most discussed. No, I'm not done. Oh yeah, last one: Rowdy Piper or Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Piper.
Piper. What? That's not even a choice there.
Exactly. Most disgusting candy that everyone thinks is amazing. Twizzlers.
Oh, I'm enjoying.
All right. Never had one.
Fucking I hate coconut.
All right. I'm not a fan of coconut either. What's your favorite southern dish?
Oh, yeah, fried chicken with baked macaroni and cheese and some creamed corn, mashed potatoes as well. Like, God put me in the coma.
I'm gonna go with that. Fried chicken, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, and steamed broccoli. So fucking good. And sweet tea. You gotta have sweet tea with
Yeah,
that shit.
sweet tea. Yeah, that's like by default. Like if you guys ever come to San Antonio, like if you ever go to this restaurant called Bill Miller's, by default they give you a sweet tea. Like they don't even ask you what you want to drink; they just give you a sweet tea. So,
Fuck yeah. All right. Most overrated superhero.
Superman.
I thought the exact same thing.
I mean,
He's too perfect. I mean, he's like, yeah, I'm the most powerful being in the world. It's like, yeah, what else?
I'm also accounting for like his villains. Like for him to be the world's most famous superhero, his villain options are very lackluster. You know, Lex Luthor's obviously S tier, but like everyone else is like you know,
Darkseid, Brainiac,
it's-
Bizarro.
you know, like come on, man.
There's one more and I'm blanking on it. Oh, Mr. Was it Mr. Mixoplick?
Who the fuck is Zod? And Zod is like I put Zod maybe like A tier, but like you know.
Mixoplick. He was. I don't know if you watched the cartoon in the '90s. He was that like kind of short, bald guy that if you made him say his name out loud, he would disappear.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Also, as well, like who was the polka dot superhero? Oh, I'm sorry, the villain.
Polka dot villain.
Yeah, he fucking wore polka dots. Let me see. Polka dot villain. Let me see. Was he in Superman? Yeah, DC Comics. Oh, he was for Batman. Abner Krill, the polka dot man.
Oh yeah, he was in the Suicide Squad movie.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he fucking sucks.
Well, they made him interesting because, like, I don't know. Like, there's a line.
If you wear polka dots and you're supposed to be whatever, like, no. I don't give a fuck if this was the 60s when you first appeared. Like, you look like a fucking bitch.
It's not as bad.
Intimidating.
It's not as bad as Condiment Man.
Jesus Christ, man.
Anyway.
I digress.
Most underrated superhero.
Most underrated. Cyclops.
Okay. I just had the name in my head and I blanked. I was gonna say Gambit. I don't think Gambit. Gambit's one of those heroes that like everybody loves, but he doesn't. You don't really see a lot of merch for Gambit.
Oh no.
Because like
I mean, because he's like he's not like a top tier X-Men.
Right. I mean, he's like I don't know how to put it, but like I love Wolverine. Wolverine gets a lot of love, and he kind of gets a little overhyped.
And when we were growing up, the leader of the real leader of the X-Men was Cyclops.
Right, and he pretty much got shafted in the movies.
When the movies came out, like it became like oh no, Wolverine's the leader. Like oh okay, well.
Right, I mean, as much as I love Wolverine, like you can tell the people who wrote those movies were Wolverine fanboys.
Hell yeah, like blow me softly, man. Jesus.
And Nightwing, I love Nightwing. Nightwing and Red Hood. Those are two of my faves. Favorite ice cream flavor?
Cookies and cream.
Same. And fudge brownie. That's a good one. I have some fudge brownie ice cream in my freezer. Could you ever see yourself cruising down Palm Beach in a bright pink Lamborghini with a fat booty Latina holding twin Glocks right next to you? Is that from a rap song or is that an actual question?
Yeah, I mean, it's a question. I mean, can I ever imagine? I mean, that's probably never gonna fucking happen, but that'll be cool. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not gonna bitch about it if that were happening.
Hey, Ditto. What's your opinion on Grand Theft Auto Vice City? Never played the Grand Theft Auto games. Never got into them. Wasn't my thing.
Oh my gosh. Well, let me tell you this. Grand Theft Auto is my favorite video game series of all time.
Right.
Vice City is my favorite Grand Theft Auto game. In 2002, because that's when it came out, it like I started to experiment with culture more. So I on VH1, because like VH1 back in the early 2000s was like all the shit. They started playing the show called I Love the 80s, and I started getting to 80s music and 80s culture and all that shit, and that just became like a fucking became my life at one point. Then at the same time, GTA Vice City came out. I didn't have a fucking PS2 because I was like, oh, GameCube, oh fuck you, PlayStation, and I was jealous when that came out. So I did get an Xbox and it did get Vice City. Played the game all the way through. I fucking love that game. The storyline, it's the best. No, well, I'll say it's my favorite. It's no longer the best game. The best ever GTA game is GTA 5, even though it's been out for fucking 10 years, and I don't play that shit because fucking Rockstar is so lazy. So, but anyway, yeah, Vice City is a fucking amazing game. Amazing game. The soundtrack is fucking amazing too. Like, you just go on YouTube and just type up the GTA 5 Vice City soundtrack, listen to the radio stations there, like just fucking, oh man, it's amazing. I love it.
Butterscotch or peppermint candy?
Peppermint.
Depends. If it's like peppermint chocolate, maybe. But I personally not a fan of either. I'll go with peppermint. And lastly, from Dale, what are your 3 biggest problems that WWE could fix to make their product top tier? Product top tier. Same question for AEW.
Good question. Good question. I don't know how to think about that.
Yeah, can I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
WWE. I mean, you can see that there's being changes made, but it's like, first being just write a cohesive wrestling show, because it's like when Triple H first was first brought in charge, it's like he tried to make it more of a wrestling show, but then he started to kind of fall into, I guess, the bad things that Vince would do, which is let's just try to jam everything into one show. So try to write a more cohesive wrestling show that anyone can easily follow. Number 2 is number 2. I'm gonna leave WWE on the side. I'm gonna go to AEW real quick. So AEW, 3 biggest problems they can fix easily: their women's division, because it's like I had to remind myself that Jamie Hayter was the women's champion. So it's like, if you're the women's champion, it almost seems like you're a non-factor if your name isn't Britt Baker. So they need to fix that immediately. Number 2, stop rerunning the same storylines with Jericho and MJF. Anytime someone's in a feud with Jericho and MJF, it almost seems like it's the same shit. It's like, oh, to beat me, you got to beat this guy, and you have to beat this guy, and then you got to beat this guy, and then you get to wrestle me. So that's number 2. And if you're going to sign big guys, actually book them like big guys. That's pretty much it. And if I could add anything else in there, if I had to add I guess a special recommendation, is your pay-per-views do not need to be 5 hours long. Just make them under 3 hours, and that's it. So those are my 3, and I guess you want to count 4. 3 with WWE, write a more cohesive wrestling show. Number 2 is your pay-per-views. There doesn't need to be 8 to 9 matches. You can just keep them to 6. Especially if it's like the middle of the road the middle of the month pay-per-views like, I don't know, No Mercy. All you need is at least 6 matches and just get everybody out before 9:30. That's all you need. And then 3 is just 3 is kind of my same issue with AEW's women's division, because the women's division in WWE has kind of been lackluster as of late. Is just book them better. Those are my options. So,
Here's yours. So for me, we'll start with WWE. Long-term storytelling with everything that you can. You got long-term storytelling, obviously, with the Usos, the Bloodline, and all that right now. But you need long-term storytelling for your IC title. You need long-term storytelling for your United States title. Long-term storytelling to get people invested to watch week to week to week to week to week. That's number 1. Number 2, let's think. This is for WWE. Number 2, obviously, I can say the women's division, yes. God. Because you need, I will get rid of the tag team titles, the women's tag team titles. There's no need for that. There's no use for that. There's no reason for that.
That too.
And just have focus, like whatever tag teams that you have, just have. Now you have factions, that's cool, you know what I mean, that's fine, you know, like Damage Control, that's cool, but you can still go after one goal, which is the the women's title. Or if you're gonna have tag team women's championship, make women's tag teams and defend through all 3 brands, including NXT. You don't need an NXT women's tag team championship. Like, that's just, what tag teams are there in NXT? Like, there's really none. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about real tag teams. I'm not talking like, makeshift tag teams, I'm sorry, but as far as good as Kiana James and Fallon Henley were for a little bit, they were not a tag team. The closest tag team that you had was Kane Carter and Katana Chance. And that's because they were already tag teaming with each other for a long ass fucking time already. So I give them that. But there's like no real tag teams in NXT or even in the main roster, with the exception of Damage Control, but they're about to get broken up anyway. So, and the third thing is try to give some other guys a chance to go after the world title. Give them the chance, see what they do in certain programs. If they lose, they lose, right? You know what I mean? You don't got to put the belt on, but like a Karrion Kross, like a LA Knight. Give them that chance to see what they can do with a top tier type feud. See if they can get over with the fans in that feud and see if they can hold themselves in a match, on pay-per-view. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? Then, you can go back to the wishing well, but they need to take chances. They rely on too much of the established stars and the old timers. Trish Stratus, like, God, I love her. Lita, I love her, but they didn't need to come back and do this shit. What was the point of it? You know what I mean? You're going to have Trish Stratus feud with Becky Lynch. Once Becky beats Becky's value is not going to go up out of that. Like, WWE's gonna be like, oh my god, she beat Trish Stratus, Hall of Famer, but meanwhile, Becky Lynch is still Becky Lynch at the end of the day. You need to focus on, on the talent that you got there, at the end of the day. AEW, they need to stop the start and stop pushes. The Wardlows, the Ricky Starks, the Brian Cages even, you know what I mean? Like, even he, in the earlier days of AEW, he's at the Powerhouse Hobbs. You need to just, if you're gonna push somebody, let them go, push them, see what happens, right? And go from there. Now, you did make audible calls on certain wrestlers, right? The Acclaimed, right? You made that, even though you probably should have made the audible call at All Out last year, but you rectified it a couple weeks later, have them become the tag team champions. So Tony Khan has made good decisions, like, and try to rectifying it, but you need to put these guys, like, you need to try to put these guys on TV, like, not every week per se, but like have them being featured in some aspect on the show. Second thing I will say is I think they have too many belts, way too many belts. They need to get rid one of the mid-card belts They need to get rid of one of the women's belts and just focus on that. I mean, Jade, she's awesome, right? The TBS championship doesn't mean anything. The FTF title or FTW title with, even though it's a non-station title for Hook, you need to get off TV. You know what I mean? In my opinion, right? The TNT title, the TNT title has been possibly the worst title in AEW since Cody left. Mm-hmm. When Cody was champion, that was good. When Brody was champion, that was good. Ever since Cody left, that TNT title hasn't been shit. It's been a fucking hot potato title. The international title, to me, that is the new Intercontinental Championship, and Orange Cassidy has been doing very well for himself with that. So, but they need to, and actually he's been on TV every week, so they make that title seem more like the mid card belt versus the TNT title. And third, and certainly not least, maybe they may start rectifying it, possibly coming up with the Collision show. Hopefully they'll get this shit under control. But Ring of Honor, we don't need Ring of Honor talent on there. If you're a Ring of Honor talent, you don't need to be on there. The only exceptions I make is for guys, established guys like Claudio and Samoa Joe. Totally cool with that. Totally fine with that. But if you're like, if you're like the Kingdom, right? Fucking Maria Kanellis and fucking, I was gonna call the guy fucking Mike Bailey, Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven. They don't need to be on fucking AEW TV at all. Like no, not at all. Not on Dynamite or Collision at least. Maybe Rampage, because not a lot of people watch Rampage anyway. But outside of that, those are my top three.
All right, thank you, Dale. Savage Elite has the next bunch of questions. What decade has the best wrestling attire?
Oh, baby. I will say best wrestling attire. If I'm including like entrance jackets and all that shit, I'm gonna cheat. Late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. That's to me why I think they have the best attire.
I'm gonna say the 90s in general. Because you had Taker, who just has a entire just career's worth of entrance attires. Like his entrances the Undertaker entrance is probably the best entrance of all time in wrestling. And then Shawn Michaels with his over the top entrances. Steve Austin with just a vest, but it would just have like the skull, and it would say like BMF or Bulletproof, or of course Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I'm gonna go with the 90s. Next is now that AEW is looking to have a huge crowd in London for All In. Are they the most successful company ever within their first 4 years in existence?
Sorry, I'm choking here.
I guess I'll answer first. When you say most successful company ever in their first 4 years of existence, is that like, are they the most successful company within the short amount of time they've been around, or do you mean like in general? Are they the best are they the most successful company in existence? Because if you're saying as far as like how long they've been around, are they the most successful company? I'd have to look at other companies that have been around for a short amount of time that have had maybe more success to them. So I don't know how to answer that question. And it's not because I'm an AEW hater. I honestly don't know how to answer that question. So I'm just gonna.
No, I'll answer it. Yes, they are. There's no like you can't dispute they are. Like there's been if you look back in time, like ECW, they weren't doing anything what AEW was doing. WCW, they weren't doing anything what AEW was doing. You know what I mean? They weren't selling out, 70,000 seats. You know what I mean? And I'm not even talking about like WCW like in the late 90s. I'm talking about like Jim Crockett Promotions. They weren't doing that. In their very first 4 years, that's back in the 40s, right? They weren't doing that. You know what I mean? AWA and, World Class, like AEW, where you love them, hate them, wherever the case may be, their first 4 years of existence, they are, WWE, right? Capital Wrestling, you know what I mean? Worldwide Wrestling Federation. No, they weren't doing that. So, and to me, I think they're probably the most successful ever in their very first 4 years. If you take the first 4 years of AEW versus the very, very, very first 4 years of WWE and WCW and so on and so forth, like it's night and day.
Well, for Vince McMahon, didn't he have to like borrow money and like take out a mortgage to like make WrestleMania happen?
Yeah. And also Black Saturday as well. Oh yeah, Black Saturday, where they bought the station rights for WCW, and WCW decided to buy it back. Well, Jim Crockett, I'm just calling it WCW, but Jim Crockett Promotions bought it back, which was about $1 million, which helped pay for WrestleMania.
Right, and Tony Khan was pretty much given an inheritance by his dad. So I'm just pointing out facts.
I mean, it doesn't. Despite that, they're still the most. No matter how you got the money, I mean, they're still the most successful.
Sure. Next is bring back one company / franchise, Blockbuster or Circuit City.
Blockbuster, Circuit City. Blockbuster.
Blockbuster. Sears or KB Toys.
Jesus, I'll go KB.
Go with KB. I was never a big Sears guy. Toys R Us or Sam Goody. Toys R Us.
In my world, so if I'm bringing all these back, they'll all come back at once. So I'll go Sam Goody because I already got a toy store with KB. That's the way I'm thinking. So I'll do Sam Goody, even though in reality I probably would do Toys R Us.
Suncoast Movies or Discovery Zone. What was Discovery Zone?
Discovery Zone. It was like a big ass like playpen place where they had like ball pits. It was like Chuck E. Cheese on steroids. It was the fucking shit. Oh my god. I don't know if you remember, but they used to have one in San Antonio. Do you know where 410 and I want to say like a little bit past Evers, like where that Sam's Club is at, and that Wendy's and Heroes and Fancies is near over there.
Yeah.
So right next to the Wendy's, you'll see next time we drive by over there, if you remember, you're gonna see like this panel glass building. That's where Discovery Zone used to be at, and that was fucking. I'm going Discovery Zone, even though I love Suncoast Movies. I used to get a lot of movies from there when it was at Ingram, but I'm going to go with Discovery Zone.
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about. I think it's a... what the fuck is it? Not Salvation Army. What's the other one?
Goodwill?
Goodwill. I think it's a Goodwill store now.
It might be. I don't know. Oh, they still have Discovery Zone? What?
Really?
Oh, there's only 2 left. There's one in Ohio, one in Kentucky.
God damn it.
Oh my god, but I'll put the link in the chat here.
Anywho.
Yeah, but it's like it's oh god. it was like Kid Paradise, man.
I've never been to it, and I feel like an asshole.
Oh my god, man. They need to make one for adults, man. That'll be so dope.
That'd be so
wouldn't it be
cool.
dope, but like adult size? Oh, that'd be so fucking cool, man.
Oh,
But
I'm not disputing it. That'd be awesome.
God, man, it was like the way I look at it, like it reminded me of a little bit of like because back then, it was around the 90s. back then you had like you remember like Family Double Dare and Guts and things of that nature. They had like little courses that resembled that. Oh god, man, just take me back. Fuck adults. Fuck adulting. Fuck.
Hey, you got that right. Eckards or Mervyn's?
Oh, Eckards. I'm gonna go Eckards. I used to work at Mervyn's.
I'm gonna go with Eckards. Family Video or Hollywood Video?
Hollywood.
Hollywood Video. Payless Shoes or Sports Authority?
Payless Shoes.
Payless. And then Tower Records or Warner Brothers Studio Store?
Warner Brothers Studio.
There used to be one at Ingram, I think. The Warner Brothers store.
Yeah, a long time ago. You used to have the Disney store there too.
Yeah, and they closed that down. Wait, I think I think it's still up.
No, it's close.
Okay, never mind. Next question: if WWE were to go out of business, which they are not, what would be your main wrestling promotion?
I mean, right by default, AEW. Unfortunately, unfortunately, but you know.
I mean, it's weird because I'm not really married to a brand. As me and RJ usually put it, we're not married to anything. Like, if something catches our interest, we'll give it a watch. Like, I try to watch other shit. I mean, I fell out of AEW a while ago, where I told you on the show I just kind of went peace out to AEW. I don't really have access to the channel that puts out Impact, which is coincidentally called Access. So I don't know. I think just by default I'm loyal. I've been loyal to WWE for years since I started watching wrestling. So I don't know. I probably wouldn't watch another company or go.
Would you watch any independent wrestling or try like New Japan or anything like that?
I would support the indies. Yeah, I mean, because like you've said, Texas, especially San Antonio, is a hotbed for independent wrestling.
Yeah.
So I'd probably give more time to indie wrestling over any other like major company.
That makes sense.
Let's see. What is the most overrated gimmick match in wrestling?
I'll probably say the ladder match.
Yeah, ladder match has been kind of it's been overused. So, and they kind of made Hell in a Cell a little overrated too. Where it's like before it was a special thing, and then when they gave it its own pay-per-view, it's like, oh, it's October, so these two are going to have a Hell in a Cell match. Why? Because fuck you, that's why.
Why? Because it's October and hell and spooky and yeah, it's stupid.
And then they made the cage red for whatever fucking reason. I mean, they brought back the original, like, OG Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, so that was cool. If you can only take one comedy, action, horror, and superhero movie to only watch for the rest of your life, what movies would you pick? So you have to pick one of each.
Come back to me on that one.
For comedy, I would pick. I'm torn between Coming to America or Step Brothers. I'd probably pick Coming to America. That'd be my comedy. Action. I'd pick Bloodsport. That's my favorite action movie of all time. Horror. I'd pick Insidious. And superhero movie, I'd pick. I'd probably pick No Way Home. Spider-Man No Way Home. Those would be my four.
Comedy, this is maybe cheating a little bit. But I consider a lot of things, but comedy is one of those things. Back to the Future. One.
Okay.
Action. It's a Bond movie for sure. So I'll probably go with. This is not even the best Bond movie of all time to me, but this is just one that I will definitely watch over and over and over again, and and not really get tired of it that much. The Spy Who Loved Me. Yeah, The Spy Who Loved Me. Yeah, I'd probably go with that one. Horror movie. I'm gonna go with Friday the 13th Part 2. Again, that's not the best one, not even my favorite one, but that's just one that is a solid slasher, and I will definitely have that one. And one superhero movie. Let's go with probably a Batman movie. I probably will do. Should we do Forever? No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, it's whatever you want.
Oh Lord. Do Batman 89.
All right, good
Batman
choice.
89.
Solid
Yeah.
choice. Thoughts on the Metal Gear series? I actually have the first Metal Gear I bought on eBay a while ago, and it's one of those games where like I get lazy because I have a lot of games. I fell into that trap of like I'm gonna buy a lot of games on eBay, and then I'm like, okay, which game should I play first? So, the first Metal Gear game, I haven't finished it. It's still a good game. It's still cool. It's kind of the first of its kind as far as like, let's make a game, but actually give it a script and acting, and not just like, over the top, acting, like in Resident Evil or like Castlevania, which are still great games, but those earlier games, the acting was not so bueno. But yeah, Metal Gear. I mean, I can't really sit up here and say I'm an expert. Julian Cannon from Wrestling Court could probably tell you more about Metal Gear than I could. But go ahead.
Played the first solid, not all the way through. Played Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear for the NES back in the day. I sucked at it, but I used to have fun with it. So I'm not a huge Metal Gear fan. I know why people love it. I know the games are good. I know they are. It's just that I just never really, really got into them like that. But again, I know that the series is good, is highly regarded or whatnot. But I was just playing a whole bunch of other stuff when those games was coming out. So
Right. Next is a better in-ring wrestler. So this is an or. So one or the other. Macho Man or CM Punk?
better in ring. I'll probably go Macho Man.
Yeah, I'm go with Macho Man. Ric Flair or Bryan Danielson?
Bryan Danielson.
Danielson, all the way. Kenny Omega or Too Cold Scorpio?
I'm gonna go with Omega.
I haven't seen a lot of Too Cold's work, so I'm gonna go with Omega. HBK or Bret Hart?
Fucking Sean.
Sean all the way.
Fuck that crying fucker. You screwed me. Well, fuck you, Brett. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Yeah, HBK. We're San Antonio boys, so who do you think we're gonna go for? Usos or the Hardy Boys?
Better in ring. I will say Usos.
Ooh. It sucks because I grew up loving the Hardys, but I also like.
I love the Hardys too. I mean, Hardys are. I mean, if I had to pick like my favorite tag team, it's Hardys, but that's not the question.
I'm going for the Usos. They're better in-ring wrestlers. Jay's stuff looks more believable than like a Jeff or a Matt. I mean, Matt's maybe the better worker between him and Jeff, the better technician or whatever you want to call it. But I'm gonna go with the Usos. Vince McMahon or Eric Bischoff?
What the fuck is this?
Vince by default.
Jesus.
Because
wait, you said Vince? I'm saying Vince.
I'm going with Vince, yeah, because Vince can't wrestle worth a shit, but he's, I guess, had more believable matches than Eric Bischoff. But whatever. Hulk Hogan or John Cena? Cena.
Hogan used to do fucking Izagiris, and he can wrestle. Like what he did in Japan was like, yeah, I'm going Hogan on that one.
Bad Bunny or Logan Paul?
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. The Golden Lovers or the Young Bucks?
We're going Bucks.
I'm gonna go with the Golden Lovers. Now, next, best decade for TV. Probably the 90s. 90s, early 2000s.
80s. Oh yeah, I had to think about. I don't know why I thought about it so long, but the 80s, like fucking Miami Vice and fucking Knight Rider and now I will say this: the 80s sitcom scene was very weak, like super weak. But like actual like fun TV shows, like the 80s to me.
I haven't really watched a lot of shows from the 80s. I used to watch Nick at Night a lot. Like, there was a point where I would just watch the shit out of that. But 90s, early 2000s, for me, I didn't start watching a lot of sitcoms until later on in life. But for me, it was just like the cartoons. The Batman, the animated series, Spider-Man, X-Men.
Yeah, the cartoons in the 80s was just fucking, like, the best ever. Like, Transformers, TMNT, and just fucking everything. G.I. Joe,
Simpsons.
Like, Simpsons started in the 1989 or whatever. But that's a nice show to me, though. Obviously, The Simpsons, but
in just the early 2000s, like Cartoon Network. Disney Channel had some good fucking shows. Not gonna front. Disney Channel had some good shit back in the day. Let's see, Cartoon Network, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo.
Bravo.
Nickelodeon, you had Rocko's Modern Life. That was my shit. Ren and Stimpy. That show really was not for kids. And of course, like the Rugrats. Let's see, the Rugrats, Hey Arnold. Yeah, I watch cartoons. I still watch cartoons. I love cartoons. That's my shit. Growing up. Shame John K is an asshole. Who's John K? I have no idea who John K is.
I'm not sure.
Is that an actor or producer, Maurice? The guy who made Ren and Stimpy. What did he do? Anyways, but yeah, those are our answers. Lastly, from Elite, what was the worst experience you had during a storm? Can't really think of one. Well, for me personally.
I will say that I don't know. I would say maybe losing power for like 5 days. That's like after effects of a storm though, but that was like probably like 7 years ago. I guess the storm was so bad that it like short circuited one of the power lines, and I think someone got a car accident and hit one of the power lines as well. So it was kind of like a double whammy type of thing. Mm-hmm. So
I wouldn't really call mine a bad experience. I would just say it was an experience. So like this is 4, and in my neighborhood, our power went out for a whole day. So, and me and my mom went up to the Walgreens by our house on Culebra, and for whatever reason, my dumbass didn't bring shoes. I didn't even bring like sandals. I just was like, yeah, I'm just gonna chill in the car or go inside and just look around for a little bit. So, I go in the store with my mom, and I just tell my mom, hey, I'm gonna go look over there. I'm gonna look in the toys or whatever. And I go over there, and I come back to where I think my mom is. I'm like, where the hell is she? And I'm walking around, and I go outside, and the car is gone. So I'm like, did mom really leave me here? So I walked all the way back home, bare feet in the dark.
Oh my god.
Luckily I was okay, but I came back home because my mom. What my mom said was like she had gotten to her car, and before she could realize I was gone or I wasn't there, she said like there was like a random lady asking for like change or whatever, and she just got distracted and drove home. And I came back home all the way in the dark with no shoes. So like, I make a joke about it to my mom every now and then. I'm like, yeah, remember that one time you left me at Walgreens? And she's like, shut up. So, but man, luckily Walgreens was like not even 5 minutes from our house, so it wasn't like I walked for hours on end. I just walked for like maybe driving distance. It's like not even 5 minutes. Walking distance, it's maybe like 10 minutes. I might be going overboard, but yeah, that was an experience we had. So thank you, Elite. Maurice. Or Elite has more questions, but I'll get to let me get to Maurice's questions, and I'll get to Elite's. Maurice, I've always wondered that did it feel weird that at the time Undertaker's actual mother and father alive when Paul Bearer is shaming Taker and his storyline family during the Kane and Undertaker feud?
Wait, read that question one more time.
Yeah, that's I think he's there's a few grammar errors here. I'm sorry.
He's drunk.
Maurice.
He's drunk. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, Maurice. I don't mean to grammar shame you, but I guess to kind of maybe paraphrase it, he said, "Do you think it was weird during the Undertaker and Kane storyline where Paul Bearer is shaming him for killing his parents that Undertaker's actual parents were alive watching this?"
No, it's a storyline, so I didn't think it was weird at all.
All right. Not a lot of people around my speaking circle is thrilled for King Charles III. What is your take on the coronation of the king? Surprisingly, Maurice, I don't think we have an opinion on this. What about you?
I do, but it's about damn time. This guy married Princess Diana back in like 81 and fucking, and got the bitch killed. So, and now he's king finally, and he's gonna die like in 5 years because he's old as shit.
Yeah,
good for him.
Good for him. What's an example of the antagonist winning over the protagonist in a film? I mean, there's a ton of those. Or antagonist. I mean,
protagonist being the antagonist. Every movie in the history of the world.
An antagonist winning, the villain beating the hero. I mean, Thanos. That's like a big one. I guess Dark Knight, because Joker kind of technically won in that movie. So there's that. Let's see. I know there's more. I just need to think. I just need to do some thinking. What about you? What are your examples?
Well, I'm gonna go with, and again, and trust me, guys, I'm not trying to always bring up James Bond here, but this is just part of the question. You can say, Jesus Christ, not The Spy Who Loved Me. That was the one. On Her Majesty's Secret Service, Blofeld killed James Bond's wife. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Yeah, if you haven't seen it, go suck off. It's fucking movie's like 50 years old. Yeah, that's a big one there. There's a lot of other ones too as well I can name, but that's definitely the one that comes to mind.
Since Disney is celebrating 100 years as a major company, what moment in history proved to be a turning point for the studio? I guess when they decided to buy like every single form of media. So I mean, they pretty much own like they own like maybe 70 or 80% of the world. So I'm gonna go with that.
Steamboat Willie.
All right.
I'm being honest. Steamboat Willie.
All right, there you go.
That's what started it all.
I can't whistle. But lastly, from Maurice, name 5 people who would face Road Dogg at the Alamo at high noon. I guess that's a takeoff of the VKM promo back in TNA.
Hit them bottoms. So a little bit off track. OSW, they always have this bit for this storyline. And they're like, hit them bottom. Meet you at the Alamo at noon. If you don't watch OSW, you may not get it, but it's just hilarious. But anyway, so Hickenbottom, Levesque, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, and Hurts or Hearst Helmsley. Those are the 5 people for me.
Sean Kiss My Bottom, Triple Hollywood, Paul Levesque. Let's see. The Blue Blood, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and Terrorizing. Those are my 5 choices. Thank you, Maurice. Oh, Maurice has more questions, but we're just going in order. Savage Elite has 5 more questions. Have you ever thought about doing live YouTube streams for your show? We actually do. I mean, I know Justin will stream it live on Wednesdays. I'm not sure if he's doing it now. Are you?
No. Does he mean me or does he mean like you doing it?
I mean, I guess both of us. I mean, I kind of do. I mean, well, not kind of, but like whenever I do go live on Wednesdays, like there's different options to where you can post live feeds on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So I do that. And then, like I said, Justin will do like a live stream on his end. So we do. What is the worst vegetable to eat? Cauliflower.
What do you say? Cauliflower?
Cauliflower.
Oh man. I don't know. Beets.
Beets.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, I'll go with the beets.
not sure if I had beet. They're nature's fruit. They're nature's candy, don't you know? And if anyone gets that, thank you. He said I meant like a live stream on YouTube as a primary podcast. No, I'm just gonna stick on here. Nobody needs to see my face. I don't even like seeing my face. Since I'm still new around here, I didn't know Drew hated AEW. Can we get a story why? Because fuck you, that's why. I'm playing. I don't hate AEW. I really don't hate AEW. I would just say I'm disappointed in AEW because we were promised, a strong second option to WWE. We were promised a more sports-based representation of a wrestling company that we weren't getting with WWE at the time, and I guess we still kind of don't, but it's just, it represents everything I don't like about modern wrestling, which is, I mean, do I need to name it? I don't even think I need to name it. I'm not a fan of Tony Khan. I don't even hate Tony Khan. I don't really hate anybody personally. I'm not a fan of Tony Khan and how he is and how he just has these outbursts on social media anytime anyone has anything to say about him. And just like the cult-like mentality of AEW fans. Whereas like you say one bad thing about Orange Cassidy or Britt Baker, then you're going to get the AEW faithful coming after you and sending you hate mail. And I mean, I had a friend of mine who literally would have people calling his home. That they somehow got his number and they were calling his home and like threatening him. All because
it's like tribalism. Like just wrestling fans in general have tribalism, but AEW fans in general, like they have like this, like this extreme tribalism. Like like if you don't agree with them, it's like, well, you don't know wrestling or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But and to be fair as well, like you see that with like WWE fans as well,
right,
where they're like the fuck everything AEW does. Like, well, well, I mean, it's what it is. So
it's everywhere, but I think AEW,
yeah, it's everywhere for sure. But AEW fans are, whew, good lord.
So it's just like I said on here a while ago, like, I'm kind of done with AEW. I mean, I'll watch the pay-per-views because I still got to review shit. So I'll watch the pay-per-views. If there's anything of interest, I'll give it a watch. But it's just like they've kind of, even the guys I like, they somehow find a way to fuck with. So I don't hate AEW. I don't really hate anything. I'm just not a fan. I fell out of being a fan a long time ago. Bring back one title: European title, Cruiserweight title, or Divas title. European title.
Definitely not the Divas. Cruiserweight title for me.
And lastly, what's the worst injury you've ever had?
Broke my ankle. Freshman year during football practice. So there you go.
I sprained my ankle a few years ago. We were getting into the car to leave, and I was getting on the passenger seat, and then my right foot got in first, and where we were at, there was a bunch of those acorns outside. So I really don't remember what happened. I just know I just slipped, and usually when I slip, I usually just fall on my ass. but this time I just fell straight on my back. I didn't hit my head, luckily,
Nice.
and I ended up twisting my ankle. And I've had ankle sprains before, but this one was like damn near close to being broken because I was the pain was terrible, and my wife had to carry me, well, not carry me, but like she had to help me inside. Like that's how bad it was. And she put like bandages around it and shit, and I still feel it to this day. I still have a bum ankle to this day. So it's my bad ankle. So thank you, Savage Elite, for your questions. Maurice has one question. Iron Giant, for those who don't remember, got screwed over by lack of promoting it. Nowadays a classic. What is an example of movies getting screwed over by lack of promotion by studios? Probably Scott Pilgrim versus the World is a good example. Like that's a movie I really like, and it was really good, but it was considered a box office bomb because it wasn't really promoted as well as it should have been. So that's a example for me. What about you?
Blair Witch Project. I mean, that was mostly everything was on the internet. That was like the first movie to be, how should I say, not a lot of like TV promotion, but everything was online. So I'll go with Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, I'll go with that. But yeah, thank you, Maurice, for all your questions. Kyle has some questions. I don't know if Kyle's here. If I was to be a special guest someday on the Drew Yari show, would I need to buy a headset, and would I be able to just plug one into the Discord app or an iPhone, iPad? I mean, if you're on like an iPad or an iPhone, all you need is just like a pair of headphones, like earbuds, whatever, and you can just log into the Discord app and just come into here, and I'll just tag you in, essentially.
Yeah. What I would recommend is because I don't know if you're going to get into podcasting or anything like that, but just to start off with, I would get some headphones that has the microphone in it that you can like move down, kind of like a gaming headset, something like that, and just do that there. So that way, like you can have like a microphone that, not say like the microphone's great or anything, but like so that way, like you're not like going in and out on volume because you're so far away from the microphone on your PC or whatever. So just my recommendation. You can do whatever you want, but just to give you a little tip there.
Right. And if you're gonna like hop on like an actual computer, then yeah, you'll need a headset.
Yeah, need a headset. I mean, my setup is pretty fancy. Or if you're getting serious into it, you just go buy like a little USB mic.
Mm-hmm.
Go get a USB mic. Or like go on Amazon and get like a USB mic for like $20-$25, whatever the case may be. That will help too as well, for sure.
Right, and you can go to GameStop or Target and get like one of those like Turtle Beach gaming headsets for like $20. It's pretty much all you need. Or just go on Amazon and get like a a run of the mill headset for, like Justin said, $20 or like $15. The ones I'm wearing I got them for $20, and I've had them since I started the podcast, and they still work. And same thing with this microphone. This microphone is just like a basic run of the mill microphone, because I used to have like the what is it called? The not Snowball, but I forgot what the other one's called.
Oh, the Yeti.
Yeti, there you go.
Yeah, I have a Yeti. That's what I'm talking about right now.
Right, I had that for years, and then it crapped out on me. So, and then my in-laws bought me this other one. I forget what it was called. It was actually really good, and then that one crapped out on me. So I'm like, I'm just gonna use like the basic rinky-dink microphones because they seem to work just fine. Until I can get like an actual like setup to where I can actually sit down in a chair and not uncomfortably laid down in a bed with a bad back. So, there you go. There's your answer, Kyle. Next is, what do you think about this idea I have for a horror movie? Ooh. A math teacher who is secretly a crazy murderer. The title of the movie, Psychomath. Would you watch this movie if it existed?
Absolutely. It sounds terrible. That's my type of. You know what I mean? It sounds good like a shit. No, I'm just saying, there's all versions of horror, and I love to watch fucking shitty ass horror movies that suck. So yeah, that's up my alley.
Oh yeah, Kyle, I will watch that movie. I like bad horror movies that just have a really bad plot that I can just sit there and just have fun for. So I'm gonna watch your horror movie, Kyle. I better get first dibs on that movie. Send me a screener. But hold on, let me get to his next question. Do you know who or what is San Antonio named after? It is named after Saint Anthony of Padua.
Yep.
San Antonio was given its name on June 13th, 1691, because that was the feast day of Saint Anthony of Padua.
That?
No, I didn't Google it. I totally remembered it. And the day that a Spanish expedition came to the river they called Rio San Antonio.
Sounds like a reading.
I'm not. I remember that shit.
Okay.
Totally didn't Google it while we were looking up the question. Anyways, next question. Your favorite city in Texas besides San Antonio?
Ain't fucking Houston.
Justin loves Houston.
Yeah, those fucking sons of bitches in fucking Houston. Let me fucking tell you something. Now you got me going. Let me tell you something about fucking Houston. All right, their fucking teams suck. The people there fucking suck. The fucking crime rate's high as fucking dog shit. Fucking fuck Houston. But to answer your question, I'll probably say Dallas or Austin.
I'm probably going with Austin. And if you're going to the beach, of course, Corpus, depending on which beach you go to. What's a movie that you thought you would enjoy but you ended up hating it? Conversely, what's a movie you thought you'd hate but you actually enjoyed? So I guess it's like a vice versa type of question. So, what's a movie I thought
I don't like a movie, I just don't like it. For the most part. Let me think though.
Can I go first?
Yeah, go for it.
So a movie I thought I would enjoy, but I ended up hating. Oh boy. I mean, Spider-Man 3, that's the only one I can think of, because they brought in Venom, and then they fucked over Venom. It wasn't even Venom, it was just a guy in a black suit, so I'm going to say hate it. Even though I'll still watch it for the wrong reasons. But, actually, I'm not going to say Spider-Man 3. I'm going to say...
Well, just for me, real quick, a movie that I thought I was gonna hate and ended up enjoying was Back to the Future 3. Because I just the whole Wild West and all that stuff, but I actually ended up enjoying the film.
There's really no films I hate. There's just films I don't like. I'm gonna go with a film that I thought I was not gonna like, and then say enjoyed. I didn't think I was gonna like the Megan movie that came out.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it was. So it's on Peacock if you guys want to watch it. And then a movie I thought I was going to enjoy that ended up hating.
Spectre for me.
Okay.
God, don't get me started on Spectre. I knew I wasn't gonna like Quantum of Solace. I knew I wasn't gonna like it just by what I saw in the at the time for the trailers and whatnot. I knew Quantum of Solace wasn't gonna be great, but Spectre I was expecting because Blofeld was gonna be coming back like in the 007 franchise and Bond and Blofeld are brothers and just fucking die, man.
Oh wait, I have one. Fantastic Four. The one that came out in 2015. I thought it was going to be good. It looked like it had potential, then it ended up sucking like hard. So, that one. There you go. Next is, on average, how many movies do you think you see in a theater per year? You even have me beat. I think he's talking to me.
I know he's talking to me because I don't go to fucking movies.
Well, I just got the.
Unless some I really want to watch, but like the last few movies I really want to watch like came out like on either Peacock or HBO Max, and I just watched them there. You know.
I just got that new unlimited pass from Regal, so it's pretty cool. But how many movies do I see per year? I mean, lately in the past, I would say in the past 2 years, actually, I've been going to the movie theaters a lot more lately. Because before it was just like we're gonna see the films that I know we're gonna see, like Marvel, DC, John Wick, or whatever. But lately, if there's a film that like piques my interest, since I have that movie pass, I'm like, I mean, it's a Sunday, I don't have anything to do, so I'll just go to the movies and kill like an hour and a half or 2 hours. So, last year I went to the movies a lot more than I thought I did. Like, I had a lot of choices of movies to watch, even bad movies. So, but I don't know. I can't really think of how many movies I see a year. I haven't really thought about it that much, but apparently I have Kyle beat, so there's that. I finally beat him, that bastard. Next is, do you miss when movie theaters still use actual film instead of digital projectors? The last movie I saw on film was Anchorman 2 in 2013. You could see little specks on the screen when they switched scenes.
Absolutely, man. That's one of the main reasons why I don't go to movies now. Because everything's all clean and nice and digitized, and even like a lot of movies now, like just fucking CG looks like a fucking CG crap fest. But
well, no, he's talking about at movie theaters, like instead of using. Yeah,
like, I know. Well, like using like actual film. I know what he's saying, but I'm just saying that with the digital film, like, and that's just kind of like the way of technology, and just. Yeah, it's got into like a little CG rant, but yes, I do miss that. I rather watch movies on film if possible, but I know that's not gonna happen. So
I don't know. I'm gonna sound like a dweeb. I don't really think of it. I don't really think of stuff like that because at the end of the day, I'm just watching a movie. I mean, like the old school film projectors back in the day. That was our shit. I think when you switch to digital, you kind of run the risk of, like you said, making everything look too clean and too pretty, rather than, not to say it needs to look dirty and grimy, but just look like it's more blue collar and like, edgy or whatever. But
yeah, it's some imperfections. You know what I mean? A little bit imperfections in those movies.
There you go. Next is, on Friday, while on a trip from Wednesday to Saturday, I ate at a huge pizza restaurant in Champaign, Illinois, called Papa Del's Pizza Factory. Does San Antonio have any good local pizza restaurants? In my opinion, not really.
You skipped a couple questions.
Wait, hold on, let me go back. Okay, my bad. I did skip some questions. Alright, my bad. Have you ever stayed in a hotel where the door outside of your hotel room is outside and in the parking lot? I did on Friday night. It's pretty rare in the Midwest.
Yeah, so Kyle, basically so where the hotel room is outside, and you get access from outside, it's called a motel with an M. So, but yes, I've slept at many motels before.
Same. Did a lot of motels, and then over time, Motel 6s, Tombo Nid. And just over time, I'm like, I need to do hotels because, again, I'm not trying to say I'm this like high classy dude, but it's like when I have the chance, when I have the money, I'm gonna make sure I like upgrade that shit. So that's just me. Can you define what? Oh, Jesus Christ! Can you define what Tex-Mex food is? Because we actually have some Tex-Mex restaurants in Wisconsin.
So basically, Tex-Mex food is basically it's like a whole concept, right? So it is, in a way, it is like Mexican food, but it's not traditional Mexican food. So it's really like grilled meats, like fajitas, like a beef fajita, steak if you want to call it steak, chicken fajita. Then you also have like your you could go to like these Tex-Mex restaurants where you get like a beer and margaritas and things of that nature as well. So yeah, so if you're going to like a Tex-Mex restaurant, it's basically like a lot of steak or Chick-fil-A tacos or nachos or quesadillas, or you may get an empanada or one or two or seven like I would.
Yeah, what he said. Yeah, Justin explains Tex-Mex a lot better than I can. So we're just going to go with what he said. I love Tex-Mex. Yeah, going back to the pizza question. So he's saying that he went to a pizza chain in Champaign, Illinois. Does San Antonio have any good local pizza restaurants? I've only been to 2, and they weren't really that good. I went to Big Lou's. You ever been to Big Lou's?
Yeah, it's overrated.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. And then was an Incredible Pizza. That place fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, that's not even like real pizza. So I'll give you some local pizza spots. So you got Grimaldi's that I mentioned that earlier. Even though it's kind of like a chain, but actual local shops. You got what's the fuck is it called? Yeah, not Mama Margie's. That's the Mexican food place. Tex-Mex place. We were just talking about that. Miss Ellie's, great fucking pizza there. You got Pizza Classics near downtown. Great fucking pizza there. You also have, I can't think of the other. I gotta look it up now. I gotta look it up. I know where it's at. And actually, whatchamacallit did a review on it. Dave Portnoy, he did a review on it, and he said for San Antonio, it's not bad pizza. It is called. It's gonna fuck with me for the rest of the night if I don't find it. Julian's. There you go, Julian's. Great pizza there.
Okay, you gotta text me these names because I need to look them up.
Yeah, so Julian's, that's over there off of 281, like in Embassy Oaks. Miss Ellie's is kind of in that same area off of Bitters. And the other one, yeah, I'll text it to you, but I'm just telling you where it's at. And the other one, Pizza Classics, is like it's off of 281 and East Mulberry, so it's like near downtown. So,
all right,
they're all fucking good. I may go to Pizza Classics after this actually, because it's open till like fucking. It's like the only pizza place that's open till like fucking like 1 a.m. or whatever. But
you said Pizza Classics, right?
Classics.
Hey, that does sound good. Next, is baseball/softball the second most popular sport in Texas after football?
No, basketball.
Yep, basketball. Come on, no one gives a fuck about softball. Come on. Yeah, fuck. I'm gonna be like you, getting mad at Houston. Fuck softball. Fucking cunts. Lastly, from Kyle, SummerSlam is at Ford Field in Detroit, the home of WrestleMania 23. What were your favorite memories of WrestleMania 23? It was my first WrestleMania I watched after I became a fan of wrestling in 2007.
23 was underrated, I think.
I thought it was.
It's like a mid-tier Mania for me.
It was a good Mania. I mean, Cena and Shawn had a great match, as expected.
Taker had a great match as well. The Money to Bank ladder match, Jeff doing that fucking leg drop through Edge on the ladder. I thought Edge's back was fucking broken. Even though it was like a short match, I did like the ECW match. Even though they had a better version of that match, like the very next week on ECW, which should have been the match at WrestleMania. But I digress.
All right, thank you, Kyle. Next is from Evil Dose. He's new here. You guys might know him. How brilliant is that Littman guy? That was a graduate level exposition. Totally not Littman's mom. I mean, I don't know. Jeff Littman's a hack. Can we all just admit that he's a hack? He's lucky that I even let him on my show. Do you have any thoughts on Littman, Justin?
He's a good guy.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
He's a good guy, but fuck him. Me and Jeff are friends. Come on, we talk shit to each other. I love him, but fuck him. And he would say the same thing about me. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get an angry message about this. But love you, Jeff, but fuck you. Next is Goof. Goof, I'm not fucking answering this question that you just fucking posted.
Jesus Christ.
It has to do with
I just saw it, Jesus.
It has to do with Bailey's ass. I'm not going to answer that question, Goof. And then he follows it up with go-to breakfast cereal. What is wrong with Goof? Jesus Christ. Go-to breakfast cereal.
Cinnamon Toast Crack.
Cinnamon Toast Crack. The Honey Nut Cheerios. Jesus Christ, Goof. Next question is from a newcomer, Rusted Brew. Guys, just FYI, once the show starts, don't send in any more questions. If you have any questions, send them in for the next show after we're done recording. So, just letting you guys know. Rusted Brew, hopefully I pronounced that right. I see him in the chat room. Does Godfather 3 truly suck, or does it just pale in comparison to the first two films? That seems more like a Justin question.
They just pale in comparison. Still a good movie. Like, would I've ended the Godfather trilogy with that movie? No. Did the what was her fucking name? The director's daughter, did she suck? Yes. But if you compare it to other movies of that genre, it still leaps and bounds better than anything else for the most part. Not as good as Goodfellas. Like I'll pick Goodfellas over Godfather 3. But yeah, the first one, especially the second one, are just like legendary. So
yeah. Next is Goof. He actually has some normal questions. If Dallas ends up winning the Stanley Cup, how will you be celebrating?
I don't care about hockey.
I mean, I'm going for the Knights.
Like, who gives a fuck about hockey?
I mean, I like hockey. I don't know. I'm going for the Knights. That's my team. Can we finally admit that Triple H isn't the savior of WWE everyone makes him out to be?
I mean,
I don't know if I would say savior.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he was the savior. Like savior makes it seem like he's like WWE's like in peril or some shit. Like, oh, if Triple H didn't come around, WWE be out of business. But I think that Triple H has made creative better for the most part. The shows have been better for the most part, with the exception of lately. There's been like a lot of questionable shit, but Vince is back too, so but I don't know, but I can't really answer that question. Actually, I can't answer that question, because I don't see him as a savior. I just see him, there to have better creative, and creative has been better for the most part.
Right. I mean, it'd be like, yeah, like WWE was never really in peril, like you just said. Like, they weren't really struggling. I mean, yeah, the shows weren't as fun to watch back in the day.
Well, like creatively, yeah, struggling.
Creatively,
but not like in like, oh, Triple H save me! Like, you know what I mean? Like the stockholders are asking for Paul Levesque. Paul Levesque, come back!
Right. I mean, that'd be a question for like Impact. Like, Impact, needs a savior to like be a strong third option. Even though it looks like they're doing fine on their own, but whatever. But Goof is saying I skipped over a question prior to that weird question he was asking me about Bailey. So let me go back.
He hasn't had a question since like the very beginning, though. I don't think.
Yeah, Goof, I don't see any of your questions. I think we've already went through all the questions. So, I don't know.
Yeah, because we start off with him, and we did like his first whatever questions, but unless
So the prior question to him is a question that Jeff Lippman posted. And yeah, we already answered that question.
What was the question? What question was that?
Well, I mean, that was actually Jeff. Like the evil dose. He said, how brilliant is that Littman guy? That's that's Jeff.
Right.
So,
Yeah. We answered that one.
He's saying, I don't know if you guys answered this one.
Well, Drew did. I didn't, really had a take on that one.
Wait, he's saying that he thinks we skipped over one of the F, Marry, Kill questions.
Oh,
no, we answered that.
Yeah. You must have came in the middle of the show, so it's all good. It happens. But we answered all your questions because you're the first set of questions for the night, so we took care of that.
And he has one more. Favorite European hardcore champions: Al Snow and Crash Holly for me. European, Al Snow was cool, so I'm gonna go with Al Snow. And then Crash Holly, just
hardcore champion. Okay.
And then Crash Holly with the 24/7 rule. He just made that into a bit, so I'm gonna go with that.
Al Snow. So, did they have to be both the hardcore champion and the European champion at one time, or just like either or?
Oh, he's saying either or. So, who's your favorite European champion?
Okay.
Who's your favorite?
I want to make sure. I'm answering this question right. D'Lo Brown, obviously. I mean, come on, gotta have D'Lo. D'Lo Brown. Crash. Yeah, that's too common of an answer though. So, Hardcore Holly, Raven, Kane. Oh, great. Road Dogg was fun too when he was hardcore champion.
Oh yeah, when they were doing the bit where Road Dogg was the Intercontinental champion, Billy Gunn was the hardcore champion. Like they both won each other's, I guess their favorite championships, as you call them. But that's
yeah.
There you go. But that's all the questions. We're out of questions. Thank you to everybody who submitted questions. Thank you to some newcomers, Rusted Brew. Hopefully we see you in the chat more often. Like I said, once the show starts, that's it. That's the deadline. That's when the deadline ends for questions. So please do not submit any more questions during the show. After we're done recording, that's when you can start submitting questions for the next show. So the next Q&A show will be May 26th on a Friday because that whole weekend is going to be pretty packed for wrestling. That Saturday is going to be Night of Champions. And then Sunday is going to be NXT Battleground and Double or Nothing. So it's going to be a busy week. So we're going to do the Q&A on that Friday. But
and hopefully by that time someone would get a hold of Matt Hardy's Twitter, because what the fuck is he doing on Twitter tonight?
Wait, what's he doing?
Dude, this guy. No, I mean, how should I say? Someone hacked him.
Oh, okay. Now that we're recording, let me look this up.
But like the hackers like posted all types of weird shit.
Yeah, some random ass kid. He's saying, "Please unblock me, babe. We can make things right." Rebby Hardy. Should I leak the DMs of my wife? Rebby saying the N-word. Let me know, y'all. I love my fellow black ends. I can't say that. Me and Jeff's beef was real. He fucked my wife because I made fun of his wife for having a yeast infection. Jesus Christ. Shit.
Like, this is another reason why I hate fucking social media, because fucking weird people just want to. They really think this is funny. It's like it's really not, man. It's fucking sad, bro. Like, I know I made a little chuckle right now, but but in reality, like, seriously, it's just pathetic. Like, what do you get out of this?
They get some kind of power, I guess, or they get their 15 minutes of fame, essentially.
God, man,
but
it's so stupid.
But anyways, guys, that is the show. We'll see you this Wednesday, same time, same channel. And until the next Q&A, start sending your questions as soon as you're done recording. And that's about it, guys. We will see you later, and peace out.
It is time for the Drew Yari Show.